Welcome back to another video, broskies. So I want to address this video to anybody who is dealing with a lot of hate right now. Negative comments from friends laughing at your goals, telling you, you ain't gonna achieve this, man. That's unrealistic. We're not supposed to do things like that. You know, sometimes when you're talking to people that don't believe that they can do things, they will put you in the same category as them. Oh, us lot, you know, we're not meant to achieve. No, you aren't meant to achieve big things. I am, motherfucker. Right? So it could be friends laughing at your goals. It could be your parents not really advising you in the most constructive manner. You know, usually with parents, they have good intentions. And I say usually, of course, not in every case. But usually your parents oftentimes resort to the wrong words when it comes to advising you. And a lot of the times when they advise you not to do something, it comes from a place of fear. Because they're worried that you might not figure it out and you might end up a bum. I'm just going to keep it real. Right? Maybe your dad went to university, your mum went to university, and you're the only guy in the family that is thinking about not going, and that terrifies the shit out of them. They're like, hang on a second, what do you mean you're not going? That's all we've known. University, you know, you go out there, you get a degree, you get a job. That's the proper way of doing it, at least in their eyes. Maybe your siblings went to uni and you're the only one who didn't, or is contemplating not going, so that terrifies the shit out of them, right? So they will often, you know, things will get heated, put it this way, and they may say the wrong things to you. Now, in most cases it's not hate. When your parents get angry with you, whatever, it comes from a place of love, but maybe they can't put together the correct sentence, right? The grammar isn't there. Or maybe the way they say it, the tonality is very negative, right? But your parents usually have good intentions for you. So whatever it may be, whether it's your friends laughing at your goals, in which case what I would tell you to do if it's your friends is cut those cunts out of your life. You don't need people like that in your life. And I've always said it. They disguise their mockery, their jokes, as advice. I'm just trying to help you out, man. You know these things aren't realistic. Come on now, I'm just trying to be your older brother here. I'm just trying to help you out. Meanwhile, this guy is scared of the thought of you actually pulling something major off, right? What if my friend Daniel actually becomes successful and I stay in the same position? Now that would really annoy me. So, okay, let me tell him not to do it. That's how they think. That's their thought process. Because when you're out there on the move, when you're doing shit, and they see that, and they're not doing shit, they're going to be fucking pissed off. And rightfully so. It should annoy you that somebody out there is making moves and you're not. However, you shouldn't resort to hate speech. You should instead get off your fucking ass and work as well. Because there's enough for everybody to do well. But these guys don't have an abundance mentality. They have a scarcity mentality. They think, oh, if my friend Daniel wins, it means I'm going to lose. No, that's not how it works, fellas. And you should never be that dickhead in the group. Don't ever hate on your friends because they're doing better than you. If anything, that should encourage you. Because if your friends can do it, so can you. I know the male ego oftentimes is fragile, right? However, I want you to be pissed off in a healthy way. Pissed off to want to better yourself, not pissed off at that person for doing well. Pissed off at yourself for not doing enough. But don't ever take it out on somebody else. Hating is loser energy. It's fucking beta energy. And haters stand for having anger towards everyone reaching success. That's what haters stands for, right? It's low weasel energy. Don't ever be that guy. Whenever I see another man hating on another man, it just, you know, it pisses me off. Because it just shows that these guys have a scarcity mindset. There's enough for all of us to fucking win. So yeah, when it comes to your friends, if they're hating on you, cut them out. Now look, there's a difference between constructive criticism, which I encourage you to take on board, You know, you shouldn't be that guy who's not coachable. No, listen, there are people that will give you sincere advice, and it doesn't mean they're hating on you. And you can tell from the way they're saying it, their tonality, the sincerity in their voice. There's no mockery, there's no jokes, right? It's a one-to-one open conversation. And oftentimes, they will compliment you as well. See, this is the thing, fellas. If you want somebody to listen to what you have to say, compliment them first on something, and then give your advice. Don't be like, oh, that's a shit idea, do this instead. No. Compliment the idea. You know what? That's a fucking amazing idea, man. I love how you came up with this and you came up with that. And you know, compliment the idea. Because that person now is going to lean in and is going to want to listen to what you have to say. But if you say, oh shit, if you start attacking, people go on the defense, right? They don't want to listen to you anymore. So, constructive criticism is something that you should definitely take on board. Destructive criticism is when it's just pure hate. I don't like you, so, you know, you shouldn't do it. You know, dumb shit. Right? If it's destructive and you sense that fucking energy, eliminate those people from your life. Remove yourself from being around them. Don't hang around with them anymore. I know some of you are going to be like, but Ali, those are my only friends. Well, they're not fucking friends, are they? They're enemies posing as friends. You know, I'd rather be alone than be around fucking fake people. Or people that hate me. I don't want them to distract me from my goals. I've got shit to do. I don't want that negative energy. Oh, it's not realistic. I don't want that around me. Take that unrealistic shit elsewhere. I know I can pull this off. Okay? So you don't need people like that to throw your energy away from your goals. When it comes to your family, this is how I'd advise you to deal with it. If, for example, you don't want to go to university, you want to pursue something a little bit more entrepreneurial, I would advise you to really sit there and think about it strongly. Because, you know, I know a lot of entrepreneurs a lot of self-help gurus on YouTube will say, oh, anybody can be an entrepreneur. Let me just give you the honest reality of it. It's not fucking easy. In fact, it's harder being an entrepreneur than it is going to university and getting a job, because it's all on you. There's no one else to take the blame. You have to run the business 24/7. Now, yes, it can pay off massively in 10-15 years, but that's how long it's going to take usually for you to really do well for yourself. You know, eliminate this 1 year mindset. Oh, next year I'm going to be making $100,000 a month doing dropshipping. The reality is you probably won't. I mean, you can learn a lot. You may be able to make $1,000 a month, whatever, and that's fantastic. But don't think that, you know, oh, fuck uni, I don't need it. I'm just going to be an entrepreneur and I'm going to be rich in 1 year. No. And I'll tell mum and dad to F off. No. Remember what I said earlier? They usually want the best for you, but they don't know how to really put their concerns across in a manner that you will receive well. So you might think they're hating on you when they're not actually hating on you. They're just worried that you might not do well. Because the reality is, a lot of guys will say things like, I want to be an entrepreneur. They'll drop out of university and then they'll realize, fuck, this shit is hard. And 7 years down the line, they're still working corporate jobs, trying to make this thing happen. When you could have stayed at uni, you know, you could have studied a good degree and then got into a high-paying industry, made a lot of money, and at the same time, you could be an entrepreneur. See, this is the thing I want you to understand, fellas. You can still work a 9-to-5 and be an entrepreneur. Okay, what I mean is this. Your 9-to-5 will fund your entrepreneurial endeavors. You need money to start a business. Money's not the only thing you need. You need fucking balls. You need courage, right? But having a good job, when I say good job, obviously that amount will vary depending on the person. But if you're making a respectable salary, depending on your country, whatever that is, let's just say the average salary in the UK is 30,000 a year. If you're making more than 30,000, that's good. Okay, and your expenses are relatively low. You haven't fucking financed a BMW 5 Series, you know, for £450 a month, and then you live in an apartment that costs you 1,000. I mean, that's all your money gone. Okay, so you've got to be sensible. But if you're making a decent salary, you can use that money and reinvest it in the business. Keep doing that until the business takes off. Until you start doing well. When you start doing well, then you can put some money aside as emergency reserves. Keep doing that, keep doing that, invest in the business, put some money aside for the reserves, invest in a business, keep repeating that cycle. And then if you want to, you know, give the business a go full time for a year or two, and you have enough money as emergency savings, then go for it. But a lot of guys miscalculate really how soon things will take off. It will take some time, okay? I'm not saying 40 years, no, but it'll take a few years to get the ball rolling. So this is for those that are still contemplating the decision. I know I've gone a bit off topic here, but if you really do know what you're going to do if you don't go to university, then, you know, respectfully communicate that with your parents. If every time you do it, it results in one of them getting extremely angry, you know, I don't know what kind of household you live in, of course, but if it gets really violent, you know, then don't bring up that topic again around them, okay? At the end of the day, you're not doing anything illegal. You're just making a career decision that may intimidate them. Of course, always conduct yourself with the utmost respect to your parents, regardless of how afraid they are, and they're still your parents, right? And even though they may get loud and angry, you know, remain stoic, fellas, okay? Don't lose your shit and fuck you, mama, and that's why dad left, and don't be like that, okay? And don't take it that far. But don't have that conversation if you realize that it creates a lot of tension and a lot of problems in the house. Instead, go for it, okay? Go for it, and actually stick to the plan. Be proactive. Show them that you know what you're getting shit done. Because a lot of the times they'll be terrified in the beginning, but once you start doing well, you know, you start progressing. And look, you could not go to university and become a plumber, for example. You know, a tradesman, a carpenter, electrician. You know, that's respectable. You know, don't let them guilt trip you into, oh, why are you being a plumber? There's good money in that. In fact, people that have a handy skill like that make more than the majority of people that go to university. Especially after a few years, they'll start raking in some big bucks. So get on with it. Actually be proactive. Don't be lazy. Don't sit on your ass for, you know, 6 months. Don't have a gap year where you do nothing. No, actually be proactive in that time. Get shit done. Progress. If you're thinking of going the entrepreneurial route, you know, as soon as you drop out of uni, or if you don't go to uni, then definitely get a job, start working, and then use that money and put it towards the business. So, you know, that's just one way of dealing with it. Sorry, two ways of dealing with it. The first way is communicate with your parents, respectfully tell them, you know what, this is my plan, this is what I intend to do. And if they receive it well, fantastic. If they don't, and it's really loud and there's a lot of aggression and, you know, violence perhaps, then don't bring up that topic. Just go ahead and get things rolling and show them numbers, statistics, data, how well you're doing, okay? So that's just some advice on how to respond with hate. As I said, with friends, fucking cut them out. You don't need that BS in your life. You don't need that, honestly. They will rob you of your focus, which you definitely need if you want to get your life in order, okay? With parents, try your best to understand where they're coming from. And if you have parents who obviously, you know, are great communicators and, you know, will hear you out, then, you know, oftentimes you may be able to convince them to allow you. I mean, regardless of, look, if you're not doing anything illegal, they will allow you. You know, my parents didn't really understand my decision not to go. I didn't go to university. They didn't understand that. They were like, Ali, you're going to regret it, man. What are you doing? But later on, they understood. You know what? Ali's a hard worker. He goes out there. He gets things done. He doesn't sit on his ass and do nothing. No, he's on the move constantly. Okay, so they saw that in me, and they were like, you know what? Fair play. He didn't go to university, but he's out there. He's making moves. He's getting things done. Okay, so show them with results. Don't talk, but Mo, let me know. Just show them with results. You know what? I'm capable. Alright, hopefully this video has helped you guys. If it has, hit that like and subscribe button down below, and I'll catch you boys in the next one. Peace.